Hello everyone and welcome to Red Room Diecast. Today's video I'm going to do something I haven't done before, which is an unboxing video. It's an unboxing video of a car set made by Dickie Toys. They call it a Dickie City Toys. Now I normally don't buy this brand. It's sold here in Canada under the Winners store, which I guess would be in the States, and we kind of have them now here, the Marshalls. But it depicts a truck, trailer, and 4 cars. Now at the time, this must have been about 4 or 5 years ago, I bought this for about $8 Canadian. I'm not entirely sure how much it would be in American. But I actually thought it was a neat little item, so I bought it. Now as you can see, it's nothing too spectacular. You got kind of the description of what it is, and then you got the 2 different types of cars in the back that you can have, which is the cab over, or the standard nose. You got your typical description here, which is, I guess, where it's made would be in China, of course, but it has a lot of German description, so I'm assuming it's Dickie Toys is a German type company. Now you got your website. And on the back side here, you go, or the side, you've got, you know, the pictures of the cars, and then you got your typical warnings in several different languages, choking hazards, and the like. Now it's strange that, you know, other Dickie brands that I've seen, they have product of the EU on it, but this one doesn't look like it is, because it is a product of China. So why don't we go ahead and unbox it and see what it looks like. Alright, let's get started. Pop open the side here. And there's this plastic inner tray. So that's what. And a little cardboard inner ring to give it the strength. And that is the truck and the cars. So now, pop the cars out. Nice and loud being what it is. I'll throw that aside and we'll look at the cars. Now they're a fair thickness design. I'm not entirely sure what cars they are supposed to be depicting. You know, they have a weird stance, but I mean, for what they are, it's not too bad. Could be depicting, going by the front end, would be, I don't know, let's say these 2 here are like almost like a Bentley or an Audi look. And these 2 here would be more of a kind of a Mercedes look, but you know, other than the they're not too not too bad. So what we can do is get the truck out, and we could see what the truck looks like. Move the cars out of the way for now. Pop the truck out. The trailer. And I'll move the clam out of the way. Now if we hooked up the truck to the trailer, you could see it's, I guess, sporting in the kind of the European style. I'll try to get a little bit closer so we could take a good look at it. And here's the truck. It is hard to say what kind of a truck it's supposed to represent. Maybe a Volvo or maybe an Iveco, but it's a European design. Could also be a Mercedes if this is a German company. Now this would be the kind of trucks that they would have on their narrow roads. It looks like it only does a certain amount. Of cars. But let's take a look at the truck. Truck itself, so you could see, is a die-cast body. The tires are rubber. The undercarriage is, you know, not too bad. It's a plastic base. Axles are fairly, you know, sloppy for what it is, but I mean, for the price point, you couldn't go really wrong with that. But it does have a nice, neat little feature where you could put little slides for larger vehicles to keep them from sliding off. So you could put that one there, move that one up to the front. As you can see, it stays pretty well. You could do the same thing for the inside because it does have the same type of little gizmo. So if you put one in there, it stays, you know, fairly put. It won't fly out if you're driving around as a kid and you're playing with this toy. So now let's look at the trailer itself. Now the trailer is full plastic. You have your markings for the Dickie D, and it is fully plastic. There's not a, other than the screws, there's not a metal piece anywhere in it, maybe for the axles. But I mean, it's not too overly bad. It has the same kind of idea where you could pull it back. Now, there's a little fold-out little ramp for the cars. It's the same thing for the top to fold down. Now it seems that there's a ratcheting system, so you could fold this out to get a car in, and then it's the same idea. You have these two expanders that I guess will only go so far that way, but this one will pop out. But that's okay because I think it's just an easy pop back in, kinda. So it went in quite the same way. Now you could put your car back on. But this also front part also expands out. So if you want to put another car in the front, so you could put that one there, close that off. You could ratchet that back up all the way, fold that ramp in, and I guess the last car you could drive all the way in to there. So now once you get all your cars hooked up, you could see there's a little hitch, and this is how they would load the other cars out to this section, is to extend this little section out. So we could kind of fold that back in, fold that in to as far as it'll go, and that is a neat little Dickie Toys little car transporter, or Dickie Toys they call it. I think it's, you know, cute. It'll support, you know, good, if set up properly, maybe 5 or 6 Hot Wheel cars or Matchbox cars or the cars that came with it. You know, it's a nice, cute little kid's toy, but it is a nice little display piece too. If you aren't overly concerned about, you know, name brands, but as a starter kit for a child starting out, this is quite respectable. So that's my first unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Thank you.